Throughout the history of motorsport, certain race cars have not only defined their era, but also etched themselves into the collective memory of automotive enthusiasts. Among these legendary machines are two FIA GT1 cars, the Ferrari F50 GT and the Koenigsegg CC GT. Despite their incredible potential and engineering brilliance, these cars never had the chance to compete on the global stage, victims of evolving regulations that left them in the shadows. Today, we revisit their stories, recognizing the greatness that could have been. The Ferrari F50 GT is the quintessential example of a race car that was born out of a desire to dominate but was never given the chance to prove itself. Rooted in Ferrari's illustrious racing heritage, the F50 GT was an evolution of the street-legal Ferrari F50, a car that was already a celebration of 50 years of Ferrari's engineering prowess. The story of the F50 GT began with its predecessor, the F40, which had dominated in its time, but was becoming outdated by the mid-1990s. The F40 GTE and F40 LM were formidable in GT endurance racing, but as the competition heated up with the likes of the McLaren F1 GTR in the BPR Global GT Series, Ferrari realized they needed a successor to stay at the top. When the Ferrari F50 was launched in 1995, it was more than just a supercar. It was a symbol of Ferrari's commitment to performance and innovation. Recognizing its potential, Ferrari decided to turn the F50 into a race car, capable of taking on the world's best. Thus, in 1996, the F50 GT was born. Ferrari, with the assistance of renowned motorsport engineering firms Dallara and Michelotto, produced only 3 units of the F50 GT. The F50 GT retained the core of its road-going sibling, but was extensively modified for track dominance. Key changes included an air intake on the roof, a more aggressive rear wing supported by carbon pillars, and a carbon rear diffuser to enhance aerodynamics. At the heart of the F50 GT was a 4.7-liter, naturally aspirated V12 engine, derived from Ferrari's 1990 Formula One car, the Ferrari 641. This engine, known for its high revving characteristics, was further tuned to produce a staggering 750 horsepower with a redline of 10,500 RPM. The car also featured a 6-speed sequential gearbox, carbon fiber clutch discs, and advanced suspension components, making it a formidable machine on paper. The F50 GT made its debut on Ferrari's Fiorano test track, piloted by works driver Nicola Larini. The car immediately impressed, setting faster lap times than the Ferrari F333 SP, a prototype that had seen success in endurance racing. This was a remarkable achievement, showcasing the F50 GT's potential to dominate the GT1 class. However, as the F50 GT was nearing the final stages of development, the FIA took control of the BPR Global GT Series, renaming it the FIA GT Championship and instituting new regulations. The most significant change required GT1 cars to be based on street-legal models with a production run of at least 25 units. This shift led to the creation of purpose-built race cars like the Porsche 911 GT1 and Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR, which were essentially homologation specials. Ferrari, faced with the daunting task of further modifying the F50 GT to meet these new standards, decided to abandon the project. The F50 GT, despite its incredible promise, was deemed obsolete before it ever had a chance to race. Only 3 F50 GTs were completed, and the remaining unfinished units were left to gather dust in Ferrari's storied workshops. Ferrari's racing teams, eager to take the F50 GT to the track, were left disappointed. The F50 GT, faster than the F333 SP and capable of competing with the best, never saw the green flag. Instead, it became one of the rarest and most sought-after Ferraris ever built, a symbol of what might have been. The sound of its V12 engine remains one of the most exhilarating ever produced, a reminder of the car's unrealized potential. Koenigsegg, a name synonymous with extreme performance and cutting-edge technology, entered the automotive world with a bold vision to create the fastest and most exclusive supercars on the planet. Founded by Christian von Koenigsegg in the mid-1990s, the Swedish automaker quickly gained a reputation for pushing the boundaries of what was possible. But beyond building road-going hypercars, Christian had always harbored dreams of taking Koenigsegg to the racetrack. The idea of a Koenigsegg race car was not a mere afterthought. It was integral to the company's design philosophy from the very beginning. When Christian von Koenigsegg designed his first prototype, the CC, he did so with an eye toward the regulations of the ACO and FIA, particularly those governing GT1 racing. The goal was clear: create a car that could compete at the highest level of motorsport. The Koenigsegg CC8, launched in 2002, marked the beginning of the company's journey into the world of hypercars. This was followed by the more powerful CCR in 2004 and the CCX in 2006. It was from these foundations that the CC GT was conceived. The CC GT was a fusion of the CCR's raw power and the CCX's advanced engineering. The transformation from a road car to a race car was a meticulous process, with Christian and his team ensuring that every detail adhered to the strict regulations of GT1 racing. The CC GT was built around a carbon monocoque chassis, a feature that was both lightweight and incredibly strong. Powering the car was a naturally aspirated 5.0-liter V8 engine, producing over 600 horsepower. The car's weight was kept under 1,000 kilograms, making it one of the lightest in its class. The CC GT was designed with precision, its aerodynamics honed to produce over 600 kilograms of downforce, ensuring it would stick to the track even at high speeds. The car was designed with exacting measurements, with the cockpit width making up 70% of the car's total width, as required by GT1 regulations. The CC GT was put through rigorous testing, and early results were promising. The car was not only fast, but also handled exceptionally well, with its combination of lightweight construction and powerful engine making it a serious contender. It was clear that the CC GT had the potential to take on established GT1 competitors like the Maserati MC12, Saleen S7, and Lamborghini Murcielago RGT. Yet, just as Koenigsegg was preparing to debut its first-ever race car, the FIA and ACO made a dramatic change to the GT1 regulations. The new rules banned carbon monocoque structures and imposed a production requirement of 350 road cars per year, an impossible target for a small company like Koenigsegg, which was producing only a handful of cars annually. These changes made the CC GT obsolete before it even had a chance to compete. The CC GT, much like the Ferrari F50 GT, became a symbol of unrealized potential. While it never raced, those who had the rare opportunity to drive it described it as a car that could have challenged the best in GT1 racing. The CC GT is now one of the rarest Koenigsegg models ever produced. With its engine sound, a powerful roar that hints at the car's capabilities, remaining one of the most memorable aspects of this lost racer. The Ferrari F50 GT and Koenigsegg CC GT are more than just race cars. They are icons of what could have been in the world of GT1 racing. Both cars were born from a passion for speed and engineering excellence, only to be thwarted by the ever-changing landscape of motorsport regulations. Today, they are celebrated by enthusiasts and collectors alike, not just for what they were, but for what they might have achieved. Their stories remind us that in the world of racing, even the best-laid plans can be undone by forces beyond a manufacturer's control. Yet, in their rarity and unrealized potential, these cars have achieved a different kind of immortality, one that lives on in the dreams of gearheads around the world. As we look back on these machines, we can only imagine the battles they would have fought on the track, the records they might have broken, and the legends they would have become. They are the unicorns of the racing world, revered not just for their rarity, but for the promise of greatness that they carry with them. A promise that, though unfulfilled, still resonates deeply within the hearts of those who know their stories. Feel free to share your thoughts and any memories of these two extraordinary cars in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more exciting content.